Welcome back to Masterclass. My name is Prabita Urwheeler. I represent the FIDE Social Commission today, and we are tackling the topic today is cognitive impairment in various disorders. And I I don't want to take most of your time, but everybody here definitely knows Rodrigo and Juan Antonio Montero here. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the globe you're joining us. Thank you for joining. So, this month, we all know that FIDE is celebrating the social chess year, and this month is our focus is on recovery. And today's topic is cognitive impairment. So, we are honored to have our two speakers today here from Club Magic Extremadura in Spain. Juan Antonio Montero is a psychologist, author, and the president of the Club Magic. He's a pioneer in this field, and he has spent 15 years in developing various therapeutic chess. And with him is Rodrigo, who is a sociologist and international project manager. He expands these programs globally and has participated in various international festivals. I think, thank you to both of you, and I give the stage to you, Rodrigo. Please go ahead. Kwan, please join him whenever. And we will, after the 20-minute presentation, we will have a Q&A session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prabita.
Thank you.
Okay, let me share this. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. No, not this one. Not that one. This one. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Tell me if you can see the presentation. Okay, I guess so. So welcome to the second session of our masterclass of this year, of this month on chess and recovery. Today we will be talking about chess and cognitive impairment. And we will use our cognitive decline support programs as case studies for this topic. So I will go really quickly on this part because we already did this last time. So I hope you had the chance to watch all this, but otherwise you can go back later or you can ask us. So again, we are Club Magic, as Pravita said, and we work with several target groups, and we use chess as a tool for social and therapeutic intervention. And today we will be focusing on disabilities and severe mental illness and Parkinson, Alzheimer, and people who have survived strokes and this kind of thing. So once again, all the images and videos are provided by Club Magic, so are from our real workshops. So today's case study are our cognitive decline support programs, which are a myriad of programs. It's not just one of them, and they have been going through since 2013. Some centers have been participating in our programs for 10 years. We use cognitive training and chess and social inclusion. These are the three main points in these programs. In other target groups, we center in cognitive training. It's just cognitive training, basically. But with these groups, we try to use also what we would understand as classical chess. And also, it's very important for us in the part about social inclusion. So, of course, we use the ECM method developed by Juan Antonio Montero and and Club Magic. And we use this on site. But sometimes we have activities outside the centers where we have our programs, and we have outings and this kind of things. Between 2024 and 2025, we have one Alzheimer's center. We have two mental health centers, and we have two centers with mild cognitive impairment. And these programs are funded through private contracts, grants, or sponsorship by banks or foundations. Sometimes there are also public fundings, but this is mainly private funding. So once again, our methodology, we use the ECHEM method, the cognitive training through chess. And once again, we will be centering this in these groups, severe mental illness, disability, and Alzheimer. Once again, it's not necessary to know how to play chess for this. And it's a hands-on method. We teach for success. We use the demonstration chessboard. It's really important for us, and the role of the trainer is also key. And we adapt these exercises to each group, as I will explain later on. So, what are the things that makes unique our methodology? So we change exercises that have been created from classical chess. Let's say usual chess exercises as this why to play and mating one. We all know this kind of problems, and we change it into this kind of other exercises like selective attention exercise of how many pawns of any color are there on any white squares. That's more like what we do. And to work on this, we center on cognitive skills. This is what we work with. Of course, once again, demonstration board, it's really essential for us. It's our tool. We use this more than our usual chessboards that you would expect to see in any tournament, for example. And we use them because they allow us to explain, to show, and they can go and put the pieces back on the chessboard, and this is really this allows us to participate. So the proceeding, we work with an individual approach within the group. And we also use classical chess games. We teach them to play too with these groups, but it's always both ways. We use chess and we use cognitive training. Last time I talked about other groups. I talked about chess and addition, and we said that we center in cognitive training, but here we also use a chess course. We also teach them how to play chess. So we have one or maybe two weekly sessions, usually it's one, and these are shorter than other workshops that we do. They usually take 1 hour or maybe 1 hour and a half. And the number of participants, this is really important. They are small groups, less than 10 people. For example, if we are talking about severe mental illness, usually we are talking about 6, 7 people, because otherwise it would be really difficult to have a proper workshop. So our cognitive training in these settings changes. We adapt to the series of exercises to the needs of each group. For example, if we are talking about people with mild cognitive impairment, we focus on short-term memory, delayed memory, executive brain functions, reasoning, and forgetfulness, which is really something that happens with this kind of people a lot. So let's see how to do it. Okay, let's go to the practical part. Once again, we explain the exercise. We tell them how they should prepare for the exercise, or maybe the techniques that they have to center, or how this works in our normal life. We explain this a lot. We allow them to think and maybe memorize what they have to do. And then we ask someone to solve the exercise. So with this kind of groups, people with mental impairment, we work with delayed memory. Okay, this is an example of one of our exercises. For example, this is a position where they would have to memorize this chessboard. We would allow them to memorize it for a minute maybe, and then we take this position, and they have to complete a task. Meanwhile, that's why it's delayed memory. And for example, they would have to go through the 3 times table for maybe 45 seconds. So they would go as 1 times 3, 2 times 3, and so on, and they would have to multiply. And then they would have to go back to and try to put this position on the board. So, sorry. So, for example, when we are talking about severe mental illness, which is another group that we work with, we have to adapt once again to their needs. So, for example, here we have partnerships with several entities, and our workshops have been running for more than 10 years. We work at the centers as well as outings and activities at our club. And here I have a video about exercises from one of our workshops, which I will show you now. So here they have to memorize this set of pieces, and then they're doing it themselves. And here, as you see, they memorize the whole board. And so as you see, we have several different exercises. We try to adapt them to each group. And we also, since we do this on site, we also have our digital app where we work with these kind of groups too. So we center for these target groups, there are quite a few sets of exercises that we follow that we can use, and they work on visual spatial skills such as orientation and laterality. We work on attention, and sustained or divided attention, and we also work on reasoning. And for example, here we have 2 exercises. One of them, it's about trying to find out how many pawns of any color are placed on white squares. And then the second exercise is about how many black rooks are just next to a white knight. So here, for example, they will have to reason that. And again, we also work with people with disabilities. We have been working with them for several years, and we offer them tailored workshops, also in collaboration with other entities again. And here we have some exercises. These exercises, the first one is just a couple of seconds long. But the second one, it's from a class that we hosted at our club. They visit our club, and we show them how they work. So
Rodrigo, I don't hear anything. It's just that you're
yeah,
aware in case. Yeah.
me neither. I think it's not working. So yeah. But again, you have subtitles, and we were just showing them like an example of an exercise where they have to memorize these 4 pieces on the center of the board, and then they will have to put it again, and then usually we will put more pieces once again. so making it more difficult. As you can see here, there were the participants and their families too, and we also have some children from one of my classes who were also attending this master class, and they were trying to help them to solve this exercise. So yeah, that's one example. And with this group, with people with disabilities, we use several kind of exercises. For example, we have this one about perception, where they have to track movements. This exercise is a maze. So first we teach them how to move the knight, the chess knight. We teach them a little bit of chess, and once they are learning how to move the knight, once they know this for sure, then we start with this kind of exercises where they just have to jump with the knight, and they have to reach a yellow square, but they can't go through the red square, so they have to try to find a path. And of course, they could just go with the knight moving each time, but we usually ask them to find the path and just do it on their heads, just thinking about it, and to find the path to the white sorry, to the yellow squares. And then, of course, we also have Alzheimer's. We have one center where we work with Alzheimer. And here we use therapeutic chess sessions to help them delay brain aging, and so here is more of rehab uh, than a training with chess, but maybe later during the the question times, we can talk about this, and maybe we can ask Juan Antonio to share some insights on that. So for these kind of groups, we have several exercises from our app from Gym Chess, where we can use them to with these groups. And here, for example, we have this kind of exercise which is perception. And here, as you can see, we have the target groups for this kind of exercise. So here, this would work with elderly people, Down syndrome, maybe Parkinson, intellectual disability, and so on and so forth. For this exercise, they do not need to know how to play chess. And here, for example, in this one, they have to select a board. They have four boards here with a position, and they have to select the one that pieces are arranged on a specific rank. For example, they ask here to choose the one that the pieces are on the first rank. And here we have another type of exercise. This one is for memory and short-term memory. This one is quite simple, quite easy to do, but it works really well. So we would just have to put four pieces, each one in each square, and then they let them memorize this for a really short period of time, and then we would ask them to remember each piece on each corner. And this one works with elderly people, for example, Alzheimer's disease in the first stages of Alzheimer's, Parkinson disease, cerebral palsy, or severe mental illness. And we have also did this with we trained people with our cognitive impairment support program. We trained professionals who were already working in cognitive care settings. We trained volunteers, and we trained staff from 3 centers who were already applying our methodology, our ECAM method. And for this, we used our app, Gym Chess, which allows us to use digital cognitive training enables flexible, personalized training plans, and of course, supports prevention of care and of cognitive decline, which is really important for these groups. Individuals who have participated in this training, they are motivated to play chess as a theoretical tool. They try to upskill their inclusive cognitive strategies, and they feel that they are prepared to deliver personalized cognitive plans after this. And the last part that I want to talk about is the social inclusion, which is really important with these groups. As I said before, we use our cognitive training. We use our chess course where we teach them a little bit of chess, as you know. But we also try to encourage them to participate, take part in competitions, for example, after they participate in our workshops. Some of them have been participating in tournaments. For example, we have the case of Gerard, who has been participating in our workshops, and afterwards he played in these regional games that they are for people with special needs, and he did great. We also have other cases from other workshops, and as you can see, they have done great. They first they participate, and then they compete. And not only with this, not only do they compete in tournaments for people with disabilities, that they also compete in tournaments that we host. For example, this one we did it at the library in our city, Merida, and here you can see that they are playing all together with other people from different ages, and some of them they even did so well as to, I think one of our participants, he finished third maybe in the tournament, so they did great. As you can see, they are playing with everyone, and they feel included. Of course, participants and their families are also encouraged to visit our club, to participate in our activities. As you can see here, they are playing, and they have our shirts from our team. They even are checking our trophies. And they also play, and they have a great time when they visit. And we try to do this as much as possible. For example, here I have just another short video where they play with our children. And for example, as you can see here, they are doing what we call pawn runs. They just play with the pawn races. They are just playing with the pawns, but they are always having a great time. And last but not least, we try to raise awareness of our programs through media visibility. We try as much as we can to have media come and check on what we are doing, and sometimes we have some really good things coming out of this. And results and impact of these programs are that we adapt our existing tools, chess, to suit cognitive needs of these target groups with cognitive impairment. And it's not just playing chess. Participants don't simply learn how to play as much as we try to teach them to. They engage in cognitive training, and they also try to transfer this to their everyday life, promoting real world functional gains. And through these group dynamics, they foster self-regulation and social skills, which is also great for them. And they notice improvements in their memory, impulse control, and listening skills. And also they have a great time. They enjoy it, and they feel a sense of progress. And of course, there is a part about inclusion. This demonstrates how chess can serve as a bridge to greater autonomy, cognitive stimulation, and meaningful participation for people with disabilities. Once again, this is supported by grants and partnerships. These programs are the result of agreements between our club and other entities, which also proves that this is a really important part. You know, you always have to try to reach other entities, other people, and share common values and goals. So that's it. That's everything on my part, and I hope you enjoyed this. And now you can ask whatever you want. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rodrigo.
Thank you.
I think we can now open for questions. Please feel free to unmute and speak up or write your questions in the chat. Maybe we can also look at the chat if there's an incoming. There is none as of now. So yes, and Juan, you can also unmute your microphone in case of questions arriving.
Yeah, of course, questions can be in Spanish or English or maybe German. No, German, please.
Y buenos días, o bueno, buenos días desde Colombia. Qué pena. Quisiera pues realizar un par de preguntas, si es posible. ¿Me escuchan, perdón?
Sí, Juan, sí.
Sí.
Bueno, les escribo desde mi perspectiva, pues en Colombia me gustaría saber cómo podríamos pues, superar la resistencia que presenta el Estado y las instituciones para este tipo de propuestas o proyectos. O sea, ¿ustedes cómo lo lograron? Y la segunda pregunta tiene que ver con el financiamiento para estas iniciativas. ¿Se les cobra a los que asisten o hay algún tipo de convenio? ¿Cómo lo han logrado?
Vale, Juan, eso creo que lo puedes contestar tú.
Sí, hola. Sorry, I speak English very bad. Juan, te contesto en español. Bueno, nosotros empezamos hace 12, 14 años y empezamos poco a poco. Empezamos en una cárcel, continuamos en centros de mayores. Hicimos alguna aproximación en adicciones. Si quieres traducir algo, Rodrigo.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe wait for you to finish and then I will just translate as much as I can. Yeah. Sí, perdona, que te estaba hablando a ti en inglés, Juan. Digo que acabes tú, que después ya
Vale,
intento traducir así más o menos líneas generales.
vale. Bueno, empezamos poco a poco, pero tuvimos mucho éxito. Nuestra, nuestra comunidad, nuestra región es grande en extensión, pero es bastante pequeña en población. Entonces, entonces fue fácil que se nos conociera. A la vez somos un club de ajedrez que quedamos varias veces campeón de España y una vez campeón de Europa, con grandes maestros en nuestra plantilla. Entonces aprovechamos esa doble circunstancia. Nos fuimos integrando a través del deporte y a través del trabajo social y poco a poco fuimos avanzando. Los resultados siempre fueron buenos. ¿Cómo nos financian? Nos financiamos de muchas formas. Tenemos convenios tenemos convenios con entidades, tenemos convenios con el gobierno de Extremadura, tenemos convenios con fundaciones que nos patrocinan las cárceles. Ha sido largo, ha sido duro, pero, pero ahora estamos muy integrados. Nuestro problema ahora casi es que tenemos pocas profesionales especializados, porque tenemos mucha demanda de centros. It's all.
Okay, so I was writing also through chat, just for people to understand what we were talking about. So here we have Juan from Colombia, and also Juan Antonio, my partner. So both Juans, they were talking about funding. So Juan was asking, how do we get our funding? How do we get the money? If people who are coming to our workshops, if they have to pay, if there is some kind of fee or something like this, and also how to reach the entities to help with the funding. So of course, in our case, this has been a long road, as Juan Antonio was explaining. First and foremost, we were a chess club. So in the beginning, we have um, some success through competitions, and we were a team that it was really important, and we are really important in Spain. We won several tournaments, and on a national and international level. So that allowed us to reach some people, and public funding and other things. So once that we were able to reach this funding, to reach the public funding and private funding, this allowed us to start with our programs, with our social projects. And of course, usually people don't need to pay any fee when they're coming to our workshops. They are funded through other means. And yeah, as Juan said, we are working now in several centers. We are working in 25 centers in total with our social projects. So now it's not anymore the problem with funding, but the problem now it's how we get professionals that they have the means to provide this workshop. So it's not so easy to find someone who can deliver these workshops, because it's not just a chess course. So that's the thing. I think that covers everything. So any more questions?
Did you look at the chat? There are three. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There is about a kid from Enrico Rosario. There is a
Mhm.
question regarding kids in school.
Yeah, he asked if we can work with this program in schools to foster memory and skills in early stages. We don't work in schools. Maybe Juan can talk about this too. We don't work in schools, but our methodology works with everybody. We could do it with children as well as with elderly people, or any kind of group. The thing is that it works really well because we can adapt it, so it's universal. But right now we are not working in schools, as far as I know. No estamos con ninguna escuela ni nada, ¿verdad, Juan?
Damos clases a profesores, sobre todo para poblaciones especiales, TDAH, o sea, hiperactividad, autismo, y bueno, también lo aplican a, ¿cómo se llama esto? A primaria.
Okay, so we do work with teachers, not with not with students, but we train teachers who have students with ADHD and this kind of things. So we do our part in training teachers. So I don't know if there's any other question. I only see
I
one.
don't think so. I do not see any questions. But so I know that you have started this 15 years ago, and you are in 25 centers. So what was the first program you started 15 years ago?
I believe it was with. I will ask Juan because I think there were two. Juan, ¿cuáles fueron los primeros programas con los que empezamos?
Sí, empezamos con cárceles, mayores y adicciones.
So we started in prisons with elderly people and addictions. So
Sí,
those were the three starter points.
Wonderful. And additional question to the same. You are now in 25 centers. This 25 centers, do they have all the programs or is it the sum? Like,
Yeah, that's the sum. It's not
okay.
those 25 centers are in total, as far as I know. Los 25 centros son en total, ¿verdad, Juan? Porque me dices.
sí, son 11 centros de mayores, bueno, 11 centros de mayores, 2 prisiones, 5 comunidades de adictos, una asociación de Down, una de personas sin hogar, 2 de trastorno mental grave y uno de menores que están cumpliendo penas y ahora no me acuerdo de los demás, pero ya
Yeah.
somos veintitantos.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just trying to remember, but which ones were these 25 centers. We can't even
No
figure
worries.
it out. So basically, it's this, 2 prisons. There is one young offender center. There is 11 elderly homes. Homes for, like center for the elderly people, and uh, severe
Addictions,
mental illness. Sorry.
addiction, think 5 addictions.
Simple.
Addictions. Yeah. For addictions, we also have 5 centers, and
Alzheimer,
so,
Alzheimer 1.
yeah,
Mhm.
one for Alzheimer. So we have all this. One for Down syndrome, and just the sum. It's 25 centers.
Personas sin homeless,
Yeah,
personas sin hogar.
homeless people also.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
this is now related to the next question, which is from Maria Rubio. So whatever you do now is basically in Extremadura, right? Have you ever considered of expanding this into other provinces of Spain?
Mhm.
And if you want to do, what is required? And it would be nice to hear that. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Juan can talk about this too, but I know that we have some collaborations outside of Extremadura too. But yeah, I think I mean, Juan, la pregunta sería eso, ¿cuál es la idea de si nos podemos expandir a otros sitios en España y cuál serían las dificultades o si tenemos ánimo de intentar llegar a otros sitios y si ya colaboramos? Ya he dicho que sí que alguna colaboración ya tenemos ahí fuera de Extremadura también.
Sí, tenemos la aplicación Ginches
Ujú.
que tú has enseñado. Eh, tenemos la aplicación Ginches eh, con la Universidad de Heidelberg. Estamos colaborando en una investigación y sí asesoramos a bastantes centros en TDAH, prisiones y demás. Ahora mismo estamos preservando, estamos trabajando en cómo expandir el método, cuidando las patentes, etcétera, ¿no? Tanto de ECAN como de Ginches.
Yeah. So, as he said, we are collaborating. We have several collaborations all throughout Spain, and most of them we just and also outside of Spain we have with the university in Germany. I don't remember which one, uh, but we usually consult with people like, for example, who are working with. People with ADHD, or we also consult on people who are doing projects in prisons. And our challenge right now is that we want to help as much as we can, but we also want to preserve our methodology because it has copyright and all these things. So sometimes there is this problem that we want to share as much as we can, through our app, through all these things. But it also sometimes, if we share too much, some people take advantage of that.
Thank you. There is one question from Juan again, Juan Garcia. And I think if I understand his question properly, the question is, throughout these 10 years, what has been the greatest difficulty and what is your outlook for the coming years?
Yeah. I think Juan Antonio can answer that too. Juan, pues la pregunta de Juan, del otro Juan.
Bueno, tenemos el problema de la financiación, y tenemos quizá un problema es cómo expandir el método, protegiéndolo, pero a la vez expandiéndolo a nivel internacional y mundial, ¿no? Que es una de nuestras metas de este año, aprovechando también el año del ajedrez social de la FIDE, que nos parece fantástico. Y también, bueno, la especialización de los trabajadores. Por ejemplo, hoy, en un centro de adicciones que he estado esta mañana, uno de los adictos ha terminado, está perfectamente rehabilitado y bueno, y me ha pedido trabajo. Eso lo suelo hacer. O sea, hemos contratado a presos, hemos contratado a adictos y han trabajado en nuestro sistema y lo han hecho realmente bien. Algunas de las personas que habéis visto de nuestros monitores son adictos rehabilitados. No decimos quiénes son, pero son adictos rehabilitados y algún preso, porque al estar ellos recibiendo nuestro sistema, lo entienden perfectamente y adquieren el método perfectamente.
Okay, so the challenges basically are the ones that we were talking about, funding and how to reach other people and expand, but also keep our methodology and everything. Also how to train professionals and how to reach people who are able to do all these things. And he was also talking about the case of someone who participates in one of our workshops, who in one of the addiction workshops, who asked for a job just today. And as Juan said, it's not the first time that we have people working at Club Magic who had been to prison or who had been to one of our workshops within an addiction centers, and it's not just one single case. And he said that we had several workers coming from those backgrounds, so they did the whole thing. They participate in our workshops, and afterwards they were the ones doing the workshop. I should ask, I should add on a personal note that I'm not one of those, but but yeah, but we had and as Juan was saying, probably he will be our next worker. So that's it.
So wonderful. We are 2 minutes prior to close. If nobody has any comments or anybody wants to share any of their thoughts, please unmute and speak.
Yeah, thank you, Aris.
I mean, I just want to add something. If you notice that Maria is also on the call today, and Maria is from the FIDE Medical Commission. So, Maria, we are proud to have you here with us, and she speaks Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think these presentations are really good. And I was asking you this question about expanding because I work in elderly houses and residencias de mayores. And maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe we can design a project with your ECAM method in a larger scale in many nurturing homes in all Spain. I mean, it's just an idea, but if your method is really good, maybe we can design something bigger. No, using, I don't know. It's just because I think I understand that you have to do it really with professional people. It's not just doing things without them, not the methodology. As Juan Antonio said, it's really that you have to train the specialized people in doing this, but maybe, I don't know, it's just an idea that una idea que lanzo.
I mean, at this point, we also have our app, Gym Chess, that we were talking about. So through the app, we can provide this for different people and all these different elderly homes. So yeah, I mean, we try to train professionals and everything, but with our app, it also allows us to do these programs digitally. So it can be online. We don't have to be on site. So yeah,
Yes.
and we are trying to reach Spain and other international, environments. We are trying to. We hope that we will start a European project within Greece too next year, maybe. So we hope that we can have this collaboration. So of course you can contact us and at any time, and we will be happy to try to find some way to make this work.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
Maria, please, yes, please contact me, and we will see how we can do it, because I would help them to expand. We need to talk to the right federations, they should get access first and a one leg
Yes.
in, and then we can talk about it. Okay, thank you. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
There is this question about Enrique, from Enrique. I don't know if we have time to answer it.
Yes, go ahead, take the question.
So regarding people who participate in this the difference between the results on short term and long term in people, I mean, I can put the example of people from our addictions workshops. When we start the program, and when they come, and you can see that they have several problems, but through some time, like through weeks and months, you can see how they improve. They notice this, so it also helps them, on a personal level. So on a long term, on the long term, I think it's really easy to see how they improve, because this goes for several weeks and months. So yeah, I would say that there is much different between short-term results and long-term results. But people, the good thing about this kind of workshop and our methodology is that they can enter the program at any point in time. Like maybe we have been doing this for months, and they start and they think, okay, this have been doing this workshop for several months. It's going to be really hard for me, but actually it's not. In a couple of weeks, they will reach the same level and they can participate. So that also helps a lot. And that's everything on my part. And maybe
Yes,
maybe we can leave it here, and so people want to tune in for the next master class.
yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah, muchas gracias, Rodrigo and Antonio, and to the rest, to all of you who have been joining us. So the session is recorded. We will find it on the YouTube video as soon as it's edited. And until next time, hasta la próxima. And our next session is on 19th July, and it is about cancer recovery. We will have a guest speaker with us then. So until then, goodbye. Have a nice weekend.